If you struggle with muddy watercolor skies, join me for this quick and easy 10-minute watercolor landscape tutorial. The sketch is really simple, just a horizon line and a few outlines for the trees and marsh banks. I'm using a range of Fumui brushes today, and just four colors from Winsor and Newton. They are Winsor Blue, Winsor Yellow, Alizarin Crimson, and Paynes Grey. Let's get started and mix some colors. So nice and easy, not too many colors to have to mess with. We've got Winsor Blue, we'll be using Alizarin Crimson at the moment, mixing those two up. As you can see, I've got various thicknesses. Some have less water. There's a Winsor Yellow at the bottom, a quite weak version. Then we've got Winsor Yellow with Alizarin Crimson. Later on, we will be strengthening the sky with those colors, and you'll see me dip into them. So start with your quill brush, number 8, and have the weak Winsor Yellow all across the sky down to the pencil line. Then come in with the mixture of Alizarin Crimson and Winsor Yellow. Then use one of your flat brushes. I would suggest a half size. Dip straight into your yellow and transfer that to the sky. And then same with alizarin crimson, because we want quite dramatic sky on this occasion, with the sunrise, a burst of light coming through. And there'll be some nice dark clouds added later. So you decide where you want those lighter colors, the quite strong ones. And then just doing a little bit of fusing of those here and there. Then we're coming in with the blues. Now we start with quite a light blue at the top of the painting. Just come a little way down. Do not destroy all those nice colors that you took time creating. Then we've got the darker version with the alizarin crimson added to the blue. And now we're shaping up some of the clouds. And resort to a really small brush, maybe a number 4 or a number one, whatever you have. And we're doing some clouds, strong mixture of the Winsor Blue and the Alizarin Crimson, and shape them as you wish. Try to leave those light areas. That's what makes this painting. In the distance, towards the horizon, they're much thinner. So use your smallest brush, your number 1 for those. Then, as always, mop up the edges to avoid creep back prior to drying off with a hairdryer, and it's much lighter. Back to the quill, and we've got clear water at the bottom there. Then yellow. And then resort to something like a number 8 brush out of your Fumui set and lay down some of the alizarin crimson mixture. That's alizarin crimson with some Winsor Yellow, because this will help us for reflection on the water. The water intervenes here and there between different banks along this marshy stretch of St. Mark's in Florida, just a short distance from where I live. So now you can strengthen up in the water some of those colors that you want to preserve, your Winsor Yellow and your alizarin crimson, so that it reflects the sky. And they will really come to life later when we paint in the marshy banks. Dry off, much lighter again. Now we're mixing up a nice dark color for the various banks along the marsh. and you see a test card there. First of all, we're going to put the tree trunks in the distance, and then we'll do that far bank where the trees are situated. And there are various bushes at the base of those trees, bushes and small trees, small growth, etc. And then we're going to use the side of the brush scraping technique. Here, you want a lot of color and less liquid, less water. So it's a thicker consistency, which enables you to do the scraping technique, side of the brush, tip of the brush, just scraping on using the texture of the paper, which is rough 140 pounds arches, only 7 inches by 5 inches. So small piece of paper, great for practicing. And I would do encourage you as much as possible to practice like this on small pieces of paper. That way you don't feel you've wasted lots of your materials and you can still achieve a good end result. Then that far bank is being blocked in with our dark color. Once again, you'll see this lighten, but then we'll have to go back to it and add some more color, more depth. And in a little while, the tops of those trees, we'll do some more scraping on those once that's dry, and we'll be even more successful because we have an underpainting already. So lots of good tips for this one. Small, easy, quick painting. So we're blocking in those marshy banks with the slithers of water in between. And they'll start to take nice shape in a little while. You'll have a good contrast going on between lights and darks, which is nearly always what makes a painting, your contrast of light and dark. Your tone being the colors and your value being the variation between light and dark. Now I've resorted to a number 4 brush. We're doing some grasses and reeds and so forth in the banks areas. And here you'll want to make them going one way, going this way, because it's out in the open, out in the landscape, nature, and weather beaten and so forth. And tides coming in, going out, etc. So have them as varied as possible. You'll see I'll come back to those even more in a little bit, but that's a start. And then for the bank that goes further and further into the distance, you don't need so much detail. Therefore, I'm using the side of the brush scraping technique just to indicate those. And you'll notice I've left that slither of light between the marsh and the far bank where the trees are. Please try to preserve that area if you can, because it helps make the painting and more interesting. And we're speeding up this brushwork because otherwise the video will take a long time. And you will see that I've put some reflections in the water from the various grasses and reeds. And once again, crossing this way, that way, etc. A long way through this painting, nearly finished. So we're going to do some thin ripples in the water. And these horizontal lines help us convince the viewer that they're looking at water. And of course, they do cross over at times the various reflections in the water. Just do enough of them. It doesn't need to be smothered in them. And leave plenty of gaps here and there. And then we're going to finish off this one to add a little bit of life with some birds in the sky. Odd number for me. Numbers using 7 today. And here we have a finished quick painting, quick and easy, St. Mark's sunrise. Please have a go at this one. I hope you do and enjoy it. And I look forward to seeing you next time.